Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And sorry I couldn't hook up with Randy Wood, VP of Sales for 10 Point Crossbows. We'll talk to Randy on another show. But, wow. Talked to Tyson Peterson earlier in the show about representing the Team USA in the Hobie World Kayak event going on in China next month. Had a chance to talk to Heath Wood out of Birch Tree, Missouri about deer hunting. And then, of course, talking to Bobby Cole from Mossy Oak and Scott Griffin from Big Game International. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit. You folks know that I love to read. I'm also a man of faith. And when I get a book across to me and I hear about it, and particularly when I get something from my good friend Kevin Howard, who really helps us get guests on this show. This book came across, and also not just the book itself, but there's something that's going on that involves the book. And so we're really happy to have on Outdoors with Larry Ray the author of Man on the Run, helping hyper-hobbied men recognize the best things in life. And that's Pastor Zeke Pipher. Good morning, Zeke.
Hey, good morning, Larry. Great to be with you.
Thanks for talking to us from Nebraska.
Yes, Central Nebraska.
Central Nebraska. This is a Saturday morning. I hope that the University of Nebraska does not lose again by 2 points. Okay?
Oh, my. It's been a rough year. We're just going to call it a building year.
Well, I've got a friend in my church, and he's tired of building. Okay,
I am too.
He's ready for he's ready for the completion of it. But
yes.
Tell us a little bit, because I know about the book itself. It came out in 2012. I couldn't put it down. It won from our good friends at POMA the Pinnacle Book of the Year Award in 2012. But you've taken this book, and you've got something that's in January that's going to take the book to another level. So tell us about it, Zeke.
Yeah, you bet. Well, the book, Man on the Run, it's primarily designed to help men. We were kind of made to be zealous, and we have a lot of interests.
Yes.
I know you know that. And
yes.
But yet it's so possible for us to focus on good things at the expense of the best things. And so that's the purpose of the book. But I also really feel like that those conversations about what are the best things and how do we be, faithful as husbands and fathers, I think that's meant to be something we do with friends. I know I'm better for the dialogue with my friends. So this January, we're going to have about 10 to 12. These are outdoor writers, editors. You mentioned Kevin Howard.
Yes.
He's going to be one of the hosts. There's just a number of us, and we are going to walk through the book. We'll look at some scriptures together, and we're just going to have a real honest dialogue about what it looks like to be the best men that we can be. And that begins the middle of January. It'll go for probably 14 weeks, and we would love to have any of your listeners join us in that.
Well, you can go to inpursuitchallenge.com. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. www.inpursuit.com.
Okay.
Yeah, inpursuit.com. Or my website works as well. It goes to the same place, www.zekepipher.com.
Yeah, and we're going to post all this on my website, lroutdoors.com, because you took this idea. You never expected. You love the outdoors, right?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
And you got a chance to go to a place as a pastor, and you spent a lot of time outdoors. You cultivated your members really well. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the outdoors for me is the place that I go to charge my batteries. Probably my favorite place to go to spend time with my kids or my friends. And I could go on and on just about. I think you and I share that passion.
Yes.
That love for the outdoors. So yeah.
And you took this, and I'm reading some. I've already read it once. I'm taking parts out of it.
Right.
And I appreciate you autograph it for me, because I've already underlined it a bunch of stuff, and I'm not giving it. I'm not giving it to anybody else. But some of these chapters that you wrote, in like Monkeys at the Zoo. The Man Overboard. It just starts right out with it. But in between the chapters, you have some quotes. How did you come up with who you would quote? Because you have a really interesting cross section of quotees, so to speak, here. So,
right. Well, you mentioned at the beginning here that you love books, and that's another one of my passions. Is I just love to read, and I love to read in a variety of genres. And and some of these things, the idea of men running hard and ending up with consciences that are bothering them.
Yes.
That shows up whether you're reading a hunting magazine or a great piece of literature. And so just as I read, I make a note or I'll write down a quote into a journal. And so when I put this book together, I just thought I'm going to put all my favorite quotes from all over the place into this book. And like you said, we've got poetry in here. We've got sportsmen, presidents, a lot of things that I like to reference. So
I've never thought of Ricky Bobby of Talladega Nights being in the same quote with Fanny Crosby.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that something?
And when you threw in Johnny Cash with Jesus, and it just, when I kept going through these things, I've circled the ones I favorite, and I thought of some other ones that I would have thrown in there too. But
good.
But it's just a wonderful book, and I know it's been around for a while. But in John Wooden, and even the name of the chapters, and you yourself admitted that you were a little zealot yourself about your time outdoors, away from everything, and whether it's outdoors or other quote-unquote hobbies that all of us have. We've got to have a walk a fine line here. I mean,
I mean, we write about the things that we're learning about, I think, and for me, this book really came out of the fact that I had crossed that line for sure.
And you're a pastor.
And I'm a pastor. And my conscience had bothered me because I was hunting too much or traveling too much, and I have young kids, and I just finally, there's some stories in the book that really explain how this came about, but I just decided I don't want to get to the end of my life and look back and have these tremendous regrets that I can do nothing about.
Yeah.
So really the book became a way for me to almost declare myself that these are the things that matter the most to me. So,
well, I know in this past week I had a chance to listen to John Kroll, the former Alabama All-American tight end, defensive end for Bear Bryant, who turned down an NFL career to start a ranch for abused kids 41 years ago.
Wow.
And he spoke at First Evan Church here in Memphis, and I can't believe that he spoke on the same week that I'm reading this book of yours, and the first person I called when I left that service with John was my 42-year-old son and tell him I loved him.
Is that right?
Yeah. And this book and what he said just hit home so much. And Zeke, I just wanted you to get on this morning. At the end of the show, I'd like to talk to you a little bit more, maybe in January, after Christmas, and come back and talk about the journey itself. But God bless you, man. I know, folks, this is called, as I said before, Man on the Run, helping hyper-hobbied men recognize the best things in life. And Zeke is a senior pastor at Heartland Evangelical Free Church in central Nebraska. He's written for deer and deer hunting, bow and arrow hunting, Peterson's bow hunting, loves the outdoors. You need to go. This is a Simon & Schuster book. And if you want to spend $15 for the best $15 value, I don't do this very often. You need to get this. Okay, folks? Listen to me out there. And Zeke, God bless you. And we got your number now. We know where to find you, okay?
Larry, I've enjoyed this, and it's a real privilege for me to be on your show as well, so thank you.
Well, just look up lroutdoors.com, and we'll be taking care of you, okay, buddy?
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day, all right?
God bless.
All right, Zeke, thank you. All right. Folks, this is I'm sorry. There's not very many books that don't touch me, but that did, okay? And get it for Christmas. And I want to, the journey is in there. This book was written about me. I can't tell you. It was written about me. All right, is Mike Crum on the line? Mike.
I'm here.
All right, buddy, we're closing out the show with the one and only Mike Crum. And we're going because we got to get Mike on air because there's something big happening next Friday night. Mike, tell us what's going on.
Well, Larry, we've of course, every year we have our DU big dinner and auction and everything going on. We kind of outgrew it a couple of years.
Yeah, you did.
Sold it out and had people standing at the door waiting. So we moved it to the arena down in South Haven on Highway 51.
Yeah.
And it's almost turned into a mini extravaganza now. We've got exhibitors going to be there. We will still have the dinner and the auctions and
give away guns. You're going to have these guns and pulling off the. They're going to have a Polaris side by side at the event. They're going to raffle off.
Right, we've got a Polaris a Ranger that's been donated to us that we're raffling off. We got tickets on sale for $20 to win a Polaris Ranger, and it's
a trip to Argentina.
We got a trip to Argentina that we've got. It's all of the accommodations are paid for. All you got to do is get there.
That's it. And this is the DeSoto County Ducks Unlimited For the Ducks Dinner and Auction, sponsored by Drake Waterfowl, our good friends at Drake, and that's on November the 6th. The doors are open at 6:30. And Mike, I know so many things are going on. How do they get tickets to this thing?
Well, the tickets right now we've got we've got 2 or 3 different packages. The best package that we've got is we've got one of these DU calendars where they're giving away 2 guns per week, all in the year of 2016.
Wow!
You can get a combo ticket for a couple is $130, and it comes with a Drake Waterfowl package for 2. And it comes with a couple of chances for one of those K2 coolers, and then plus with a couple of the calendars. That's a real good deal. Or you can buy tickets singles or $60, or couples are $80.
And where can you get your tickets?
You can buy your tickets online. You can contact, you go on to the DU website.
Yes, go to ducks.org.
Ducks.org and pull up the state of Mississippi, and it's got a thing on there where they can order tickets.
That sounds great. Mike, got to go. Got you on there, buddy. I told you I'd help you best I can, okay?
I appreciate what you do, Larry. Thanks a lot.
Have a great one. Okay, Mike Crum, and go to that big event down there. Always good to hear Mike. And Mike's got a radio voice too, didn't he? Yeah, he does. All right, anybody got any closing comments before I get us out of here? Next week's show will be Ron Wong in studio talking fishing, and we think we've got some really quality. We're working on Kevin Van Dam, folks, on next week's show. Try to get Kevin in, maybe Mark Davis. We're going to try to get some fall fishing stuff, and if you haven't heard, Kevin Van Dam has donated. He won Angler of the Year, and he donated all of his prizes to St. Jude.
That's great.
Is that not something? That's Kevin Van Dam, and he'll be on next week's show, maybe. And then you got the 14th. You're out.
Yeah, we had Mid-South Quail River have a quail hunt for kids. Go to
what is that again on there?
muleman63@gmail.com. Also, I have a hunter ed class at First Baptist in Millington on the 13th and 14th.
13th and 14th. We'll have all that on lroutdoors.com. Frank Barton, they'll open up at 8 o'clock this morning over at Barton Power Sports, and head on over there.
Please head
on over there, because Frank's got to make some money today. All right, and thank you, Guy Trebo, for all. You heard him in the background. Thank you, Greg Ratliff, and remember, November the 14th, I will be in the woods trying to kill that deer. So this is Larry Ray reminding you, as I do each and every week, that it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.